We've got some really exciting days to come for the Baltimore Ravens and, frankly, for the entire National Football League because free agency is right around the corner. Technically, they can't sign to their next teams until Wednesday at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. However, the tampering period opens up Monday at noon Eastern, and that's when you'll start seeing all of these deals flooded. Okay, so we're about just 72 hours away from all hell breaking loose in the National Football League. We're going to be right here to cover it all. And the Ravens might get some really, really great news because of it. What I'm about to tell you, it's going to sound like bad news, but I'm going to convince you exactly why you should be decently excited about this. We're going to find a silver lining in this particular subject in talks of Tyler Linderbaum. Do you want the Ravens to make a splash next week? Do you want Eric DeCosta to throw everything against the wall, everything he's done in the past, and say, hey, look, it's a new regime, it's a new me, and make a big move? If you do, hit that thumbs up button. Let's talk about Tyler Linderbaum, because right now he is looked at as the second best option in all of NFL free agency. Linderbaum has a tone-setting mentality, ESPN says, on the interior of the front, using elite foot speed and body control to match pass rushers or climb the second level in the run game. His pass block win rate of 97.2, tied for second among 31 qualifying centers last season. Albert Breer reported just yesterday that Tyler Linderbaum is looking to get $25 million a year in free agency. Now, he thinks he'll get short of that, but what do they say? Aim for the moon, because if you miss, you land among the stars. He's still going to get somewhere around $22.5 million. And I can hear you and see you watching this video and saying, Joey, how on earth is that good news? That the Baltimore Ravens are getting outpriced and will lose Tyler Linderbaum. Well, if you want to look at that optimistically, if he gets paid like he's expecting to get paid, like everybody's reporting that he's going to get paid, you are going to get as good of a compensatory draft pick as possible. The highest those go is the third round. If he gets paid like he's supposed to, you will get a third round pick for him leaving in free agency. A lot of people watching might not know what a comp pick is. Let me explain it to you. It's additional draft selections awarded to teams that experience a net loss of high value unrestricted free agents in the previous year. Okay? Last year, 2026, comp picks you're about to get for guys you lost in 2025. You're going to get a fifth rounder for Brandon Stevens because he signed a $12 million contract. Fifth rounder for Patrick Mekari. He signed a $12.5 million contract. You got a seventh rounder for Tre'Davious White and Josh Jones, who both signed deals worth $4 million a year. So basically, when it comes to compensatory draft picks being awarded to teams, if you lose more in free agency, players lose more than you gain, you get rewarded, especially when they get paid. You are almost guaranteed a third-round selection for Tyler Linderbaum, which is the highest these go. You can't get any higher than a third, and you only are allowed 4. And so getting something that high, there's silver lining in everything, and I think it's a big, big silver lining if you are going to let Tyler Linderbaum walk. He's got to be the highest paid center, okay? Eric DeCosta has mentioned that he's offered him a market-setting deal, but right now market-setting could mean $18 million, $500,000 a year, and he's getting offered more than that around the league. And what we know about Eric DeCosta is that he loves draft picks. Loves them. Covets them. They mean everything to him, okay? And so I also would think this somewhat means the Baltimore Ravens are going to be active in free agency, but maybe not as active as you might think they will be because they don't want to ruin anything with these compensatory picks, especially a third rounder coming from Tyler Linderbaum. So you might be upset that he's leaving, and you should be, but the great news out of all of that is you will get rewarded handsomely for that. Would you pay Tyler Linderbaum $22.5 a year to stay in Baltimore? Give me a yes or give me a no down below in the comment section. What say you, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know where you stand on keeping Tyler Linderbaum. Let's make sure we got the right List 5 logo reveal there, Parker. Simple yes or no, 22.5. I don't know if I would go that high, okay? I really, really like Tyler Linderbaum, but 22.5 is a massive, massive amount. Let's talk about other free agents that you will get comp picks for if they exit in free agency. Let's talk about Isaiah. This is a guy who is as good as gone. We talked about it last night. He went on with Kay Adams, basically said he hasn't talked to Jesse Minter or talked to Declan Doyle. He was on with John Gruden last week, and he said, I just want to be able to blossom, right? I feel like the last couple of years I've had a great veteran in Mark Andrews. That tells me he's not interested in coming back. His projected contract, this dude's about to get paid $14 million a year specifically, which to me, although I really like Isaiah Likely, he's kind of crazy just given the fact that, he caught 27 balls last year, and he's about to get paid basically $500,000 a catch. But that comp pick projection, again, reminder, if you lose free agents, you want them to get a bag, 5th round pick, maybe even a 4th round selection, depending on where some free agents lie and how much they get paid as well. So right now, with Linderbaum walking and Likely walking, you're going to get a 3rd and a 5th, or maybe even a 3rd and a 4th. Let's talk about Alohi Gilman as well. Because if you got money for Josh Jones leaving in free agency, I promise you, you can expect to get some money from Alohi Gilman leaving in free agency. His projected contract is $4 million a year. Now, if I'm being honest, that is a contract to me, it's worth it to keep him. I don't think $4 million for Alohi Gilman seems that crazy or far-fetched to me, especially because he already knows Jesse Minter's system. But let's say they let him walk, right? You would get a 7th round pick for that deal. It's a 7th rounder. You could either use that to make a selection in the 7th round, or you could say, you know what? What we're going to do is pair that with another 7th round or a 5th. Let's go move up in the 3rd or 4th round. I don't really care what you do with it, but you will have it in your back pocket. Name a Ravens free agent that you want to keep down below in the comment section, okay? Weigh in with your answer. Who's a guy you want to keep in Baltimore that otherwise might be leaving and playing football somewhere else? We got more free agents to talk about, more comp picks to break down, but real quickly, I do got to tell you about our awesome sponsor, our great friends over at PrizePicks. Shoot your shot on PrizePicks and get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. That's right. PrizePicks is now giving you $50 in lineups when you sign up and play your first $5. PrizePicks makes every dunk, every dime, and every board that much more exciting, so don't miss this chance to get started on America's #1 app for sports picks. PrizePicks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. Pick from all your favorite sports. Anything from basketball, baseball, hockey, UFC, soccer, college basketball, tennis, golf, esports, and more. PrizePicks now has early payouts. If your play gets off to a hot start, you now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. They also got season-long projections for baseball. I'm taking the more on Juan Soto home runs, 37.5. The less on Paul Skeens' ERA at 2.65. And the more on Roman Anthony for 20.5 homers. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Link to this promo is in the comments and description of today's video. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. Up next is Dre'Mont Jones, a guy who I feel like is going to see a pretty decent payday as well. Now, he's not going to make top 10, top 15 edge rusher money, but he does play a very, very important and coveted position in the National Football League, which means he's got to be paid a lot more handsome than you or I will. I'm projecting around $10 million a year, maybe a little bit more than that, maybe 12 if you get a team or two in a bidding war if you were his agent. If he does get that $10 million a year contract, you're looking at probably somewhere around a 6th-round pick, a compensatory pick for Dre'Mont Jones for the 2027 NFL draft. That would do for me, right? I don't think it'd be the most exciting thing in the world. I really actually like Dre'Mont Jones, but hey, 6th-round pick, man, I will take it, even though you traded more to get him, but I digress. Kyle Van Noy. Unfortunately, you will probably not get much for Kyle Van Noy because he's projected right now to get paid around $3 million a year, maybe even a little bit less, which is maybe a 7th-round pick. Like, you're going to have other guys that are going to be free agents and going to go some other places that are guaranteed to be higher 7th rounds, more likely, than Kyle Van Noy will. So you only get 4. That's probably not one of the ones you're going to take. And DeAndre Hopkins is the last guy that will maybe be leaving in free agents. Again, these guys are all maybes if they're leaving or not in free agency. I really don't know what to expect with DeAndre Hopkins. I think around $3 million a year. His price probably goes down by a couple million than what you signed for him last year. So in that same vein as Kyle Van Noy, probably around a 7th-round pick. Which, again, it's Eric DeCosta. He'll take all he can get. And also a reminder, it's based on what you add additionally with what you lose. So they have to lose more free agents than they get to get all of these comp picks. But if I had to project them right now, Tyler Linderbaum, you get a 3rd from him. Likely you get a 5th or a 4th. Dre'Mont Jones 6th, Alohi Gilman 7th. As we sit right now, that's kind of feeling like where it's most likely to head. But again, like I was just saying, teams have to lose more than they gain. You could only get 1 comp pick. Tyler Linderbaum, that'd be sweet. You could get 2, you could get 3, or you could end up with 4 like you did this last year. Like we know Eric DeCosta loves those draft picks, usually likes to end up with that many. That'll do it for today's show. Thanks so much for hanging with us. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. It's going to be a great place to be for all of free agency. I'll be keeping you updated on my socials, so make sure you go ahead and give me a follow. Those are linked down below in the comments and description. And make sure you are also subscribed to the channel. Ravens Rundown. We got you covered for anything you can need involving the Baltimore Ravens. We're going to be live on Monday for the free agency, day 1. It's going to be a blast. Hope to see you there. Make sure you like us in and subscribe.